So, we're all stuck in quarantine, and I need an excuse to drink, right? There's only so many shows on Netflix to watch and so many things to do while we're stuck inside. So I thought, why not get all of the domestic Vietnamese beers together, taste test them, and rank them on how delicious they are. Now I know Vietnamese beer is nothing special, especially compared to the beers we have in the United States. I love myself a good IPA or a sour or a nice American lager, right? But there's something charming, I think, about beers in Asia in general. Like, I think it's very unpretentious. They drink to get drunk, and with that in mind, my expectations going into this are not very high. So out of all of these, I've had a number of them before, and I do happen to have my favorites, but we'll see if that's going to change. My expectations aren't very high because these are just domestic Vietnamese beers, right? At the same time, I will not be able to drink all of these in one session. I would be very, very drunk and very, very sick. So if you see me change shirts during this video or something like that, of course that's because I'm starting a new day, right? I'll do maybe 5 or 6 of these a day, or maybe less, depending on how bad or good they make me feel. And yeah, I'm gonna rank them from F to A. F is undrinkable. A is, the top highest quality beer. I'm not sure any of these will be A's, although some of them are close. Some of these are B pluses. The flavor is not gonna blow anybody away, right? And I'm going in there knowing that, right? But with that in mind, I'm gonna have some sunflower seeds with me. I'm gonna eat some in between each beer, sort of to cleanse my palate, all right? All right, so let's try this. It's my first time doing anything like this, so I hope you guys humor me, and let me know what you think about this and if I should do any more in the future. All right, so we're gonna start with tried and true, right? Perhaps the most common beer in Hanoi, Bia Hanoi. I've had this before, of course. I've had this many, many times, many times. And I don't think it's very good, especially compared to the other options. And some of these options are even cheaper than this one. But let's try it. Yeah, doesn't taste very good. Reminds me of like the cheapest beer you can get in a grocery store in America, Jewel Osco or Piggly Wiggly, wherever you're from, somewhere in the States. It kind of reminds me of that. Maybe a Miller High Life, and a lot of these are similar again, but this is a very bland taste. It's good enough to drink, and when you're drunk, you don't care. So I'm gonna give this one a D, all right? All right, now let's move on to something I've never tried before. I have never tried this. I didn't even know this existed. Just so you guys know, I went to Vinmart, I went to Circle K, and I went to BRG Mart to get all these varieties. These are all that I could find. If you know of any others, put it in the comments or let me know, and I'll search those out and add them to the list. I didn't even know about this brand at all. I've never had this beer before. There's the regular version right here, and there's the black version right here. I'm curious to try the black version. It's 6%, so it's going to be a nice, strong, dark lager, I'm assuming, yeah? And I think the can is pretty ugly, but the black color is nice. So let's try this one. I'm not a beer connoisseur. I don't have Untapped on my phone or anything like this. This is, again, like I said, just an excuse for me to get drunk, but I mean, this beer is leagues better than Bia Hanoi, right? It's not great. It's not even good, I'd say. It's about a C tier beer. Yeah, C. All right, now we're gonna go back to one that I've definitely had before, and it is probably going to be my least favorite. At least I predict it's going to be my least favorite, and that's Halida, right? You can get this for 7K, 6K at some stores. That's how cheap it is. And if you even look at the can, it's deformed already, so I don't have high hopes. As much as I love elephants, they're my favorite animal, this beer is not very good, all right? So let's try it. You know, I thought this would be by far the worst one, and it's not. It's almost exactly the same as the Bia Hanoi. It's almost exactly, it's a D, letter D all the way through. It's D tier for sure. It's not very good, but it is not as bad as I remembered it. Okay, so I thought we already did one dark beer. I thought, why not do another one, you know, on the same day, so that the flavor of that one is still in my mind, so I can compare it, you know. I can do a fair comparison. This is Halida Voi, you know, dark beer. Voi. Yeah. So let's try this dark version of Halida. I'm sure it's going to be better than the other one. It tastes almost exactly the same as the original Haida. There is barely, yeah, it's darker, but it is another, it's another D tier. It's another D tier. It's nothing special. I think Haida really dropped the bar with making this dark. This is not, this one is way darker. This actually tastes like a dark beer. This tastes like nothing. This tastes like any of these other beers, right? This one does not taste dark at all. D tier for this one. I don't think I would drink this one again, just because there's no point. I can drink the regular Halida and get the same experience. And I have a feeling this one's a little bit more expensive too. I'm not entirely sure about that. Yeah. It sucks. Okay, so we're gonna move on to one of my personal favorites, Ba Ba Ba. I think it's the most fun title. I love the design on the can with the 333. I love how on the top it says beer, bia, and bière, like in French. I think it's really fun. And while not big on the flavor, this one is super crispy. Like, it's really crisp when it goes down, and I really enjoy how, like, especially when it's nice and cold, how fresh it tastes. You know, it's great, like, after you know, this heat is insane right now outside. So when you get back in your house or you're outside having a beer, this is the one that I usually go for when I'm parched and sweaty, like right now. Best pop too. Let's try it. Yeah. See, this one, this is going to be the first B. All right, this is a B tier. I think it's super inoffensive. I think anyone can drink this. It's a very drinkable beer. It is nice and crisp, and it's smooth, you know, and compared to the other ones, it doesn't taste as cheap. It's still a cheap beer. It feels cheap overall, but it doesn't, maybe it's the presentation that fools me every time, but it doesn't feel that cheap. So this is gonna be my first B tier. Okay, continuing on where we left off last time. If you take a look here, I managed to find a couple of more ones. It's a new day. I found some new beers, so why not try one, all right? I have one here that I don't have very high hopes for. This is Hanoi Light. All right, this is Hanoi Light, and let's see how it tastes. Tastes just like Bia Hanoi, maybe just a little bit different, you know? Yeah, D tier. Tastes about the same as those other ones that we got last time. Okay, let's, why don't we try another new one. This is Hanoi Bold, you know, made by Habako, the same people as Bia Hanoi. I can't imagine it tasting much better than any other ones. Let's see if it really is bold or not. These two beers taste identical. Alright? And this one also tastes basically the same as all those other Hanoi beers, right? This one's 4.2%, this one's 4.8%, so a bit stronger on this one, but you can't taste it. You really can't taste it at all. So yeah, the Hanoi Light is a D, and this one is a D as well. All right, let's go into one that I actually know I enjoy, and that is Chukbok. Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's, awesome amongst these. I think it's a B for sure. It's a B. It's right up there with Ba 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 as one of my favorites. There's almost like, if on the tail end of it, you almost get a little bit of a citrus, almost. There's actually some hops in here. You can even see the hops on the can. And you can, obviously all of these have hops, but you can kind of taste the hops with this one, where many of these, it just tastes like beer water, right? So this one's a B. Okay, let's try one that I've never, ever tried before. And that will be the Viet Ha Lager beer. All right, let's try the Viet Ha Lager. 4.5% premium quality. We'll see about that. And I do enjoy this can quite a lot. I think the can looks good. It's classy, right? Unlike me. Let's give it a try. There is some flavor there, believe it or not. It's just a little bit, it's just around the edges of the drink, it's not a full-bodied thing at all. But there is something that makes this stand out from the rest of the pack. Yeah, and it's fun. I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it a C tier, like a high C, like a C plus. It's not a B, but I would drink it again. Let's do the last Habeco branded beer on the table. I think this will be my, probably my last one for tonight. But let's try the Hanoi beer, right? So we have Bia Hanoi and Hanoi beer. I think they're different. We'll find out if they're not different. Right? Rice and hops obtainable throughout the world. Hanoi beer is brewed by using the finest malt. We'll see about that. Yeah, it tastes almost the same as a normal Bia Hoi. Like a Bia Hanoi Bia Hoi, those big bottles. It tastes almost the same as that. It's a little bit smoother, it's a little bit crisper, but it's nothing special. It'd be like a D plus or a C minus for this one. It is different, but barely. It's barely different. The Bia Saigon Chill. We'll probably do all three of these Bia Saigons in a row. I've had this one before. I think it's maybe one of my least favorites out of all the beers. Maybe Halida is the only one that I enjoy less than this one right here. So let's try it. Yeah, that one is not very good. It's very plain, and it's supposed to be chill, cold filtered, and it doesn't taste refreshing. It doesn't taste crisp like Ba 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 at all. It's just not very good. It's something that I probably will not drink again, maybe ever, right? So it's gonna get a D minus, maybe even an F. Maybe even an F for that. I don't like that one at all, right? And let's move on to another one that I know I don't like, and this is Bia Saigon Lager. Now, there is a Bia Saigon Lager, like there is a Bia Saigon that I enjoy, and that's this one right here. But this lager is not very good. Okay, so let's try it. Maybe my opinion will change. Let's see. F. This is my least favorite. Period. Worse than Halida, worse than the Bia Saigon Chill. It has no flavor. It really tastes like you're drinking water. Like, it tastes like fucking water. Gold medal brew. Who gave this a gold medal? Somebody who was really thirsty and needed some water? I don't get it. It doesn't make much sense to me. But I know I like this one, so we're gonna give it a try. Yeah, so much more flavor than the other one. It's not anything groundbreaking, but it is a solid B. B minus, a B. And yeah, it's good. I mean, I don't really know what to say. I'm gonna get hammered here. You know, that's kind of the point of this whole thing. The whole thing is to get drunk, and you can do much worse than this. Yeah, you can do much worse than Bia Saigon Special. Okay. All right, let's go with another one that I've tried before, and this is Beer Red Ruby. It's brewed with passion, so it better be pretty good. Yeah, it's a C tier. It's pretty good. For what it is. I know a lot. It's one of the cheapest ones you can get at Vinmart or Circle K or wherever you can find it. It's one of the cheapest ones you can get over there. So if you want to save a pretty penny and only pick up 4 or 5 for something super cheap, I think Halida is the only one that's cheaper. This one's like 8K or 9K per beer, and it's fine. I think it's perfectly drinkable. It's not good. It's not something that I would return too often, but if I want to get hammered, I think it's fine. It's a C, maybe a C minus. But yeah, not bad. Okay, now these 4 are the last 4 left. These 3 I've never tried before, and Bia Viet I tried a long time ago. So these will all be pretty much fresh experiences to close out the video. We're gonna start with the Dai Viet here. I think I gave it a B. It was a couple days ago at this point. The dark version of this is a Pilsner, so and it's 5% alcohol. So my hopes are high that I'm going to enjoy this one as well. So let's see. A beer with flavor. It's amazing. It's like a C plus, maybe a B minus if I'm in the right mood. If I'm in the right mood, it could be a B minus. Let me try one more time. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, it's better than the vast majority of the beers that I've had so far. Definitely. I think it's solid. Yeah, C plus. I'll give it a C plus. All right, let's try this one here. I don't even know what this says. I have no idea what this is called. Huda? Heda? Huda Gold? Never had this beer before. I don't even know if it's Vietnamese. It says it's Vietnamese. I don't really know what to expect. It says gold. Let's see if it tastes extravagant, and yeah, okay, let's try it. This one perplexes me. It's definitely better than most, but it's still kind of like a C, like a high, maybe a C plus. Although I don't think it's on the level of the other high, C. It's fine. Okay, 2 left. This one is Bia Viet, cold brew lager. I remember not hating this, but I don't really remember the experience besides that. So let's try it out. Oh, I'm spilling now, Jesus Christ. I remembered wrong. Besides being a little crisper than, the Bia Hanois and the Halidas and stuff like that, This is very, very underwhelming, like a C minus at best, maybe a D plus. It's not very flavorful. 4.3%. Yeah, that'll do it. It's not very flavorful, but, and this is a big but, it is pretty crisp and it's very drinkable. You know, out of the C's and the D's, this one is maybe the most drinkable one. So, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, last one. Okay. Last beer. Another Huda beer. Established 1990. Is that old? First time I ever seen this beer in my life. And I saved this one for last because I have the most hype for this one because it has that awesome Da Nang hand bridge on the can, you know, from the Bana Hills, right? I've been there. The whole thing in general was a bit underwhelming, but the bridge was cool enough. And I really like this can. This can and this can are definitely my two favorite cans, right? The designs are really cool. I mean, come on, a dragon, right? You know? But yeah, okay, this is the last one. And I'm looking forward to it. Cheers. Percentage is this? 4.7%. Okay. I'm disappointed, guys. I'm pretty disappointed. It's pretty average. It's not bad. It's about a C. It's a C tier, but I was expecting more. Makes me sad. Sucks to end it on a bad note, but let me organize some stuff over here. We're gonna rank them basically from best to worst. The ones that I really recommend, the ones that are you can take them or leave them, and the ones that you should just forget about in general. Okay? All right. Oh, okay, I'm drunk. All right. Okay, so I got all the beers that I drink organized into 3 tiers. First tier, cream of the crop. The best of the best bang for your buck. The ones that are really worth drinking, in my eyes. The next tier, you can take it or leave it. You know, if you go to a party, or you go to the convenience store and that's all you can find, or those are the cheaper options, nothing wrong with going with those. And the last tier is you shouldn't buy this beer. Right? I don't think it's worth buying. I think it's shit. I mean, unless you're a desperate drunk who doesn't care about taste or anything, then, you know, maybe this is for you. But, I mean, we're drinking domestic convenience store beers anyway. So, I mean, really all of these are, take it or leave it. You can kind of pick whichever ones you want. This is my personal opinion. My favorite beer of them all is Ba Ba Ba. I was going into this challenge, or into this video, hoping that it would be dethroned. And it came close. Next would be the Dai Viet Black. I think it's delicious. I will definitely drink it again. Okay. Then there's Bia Saigon. You know what? No, I'm going to switch it up. This one's 3rd place. Chuk Bak is in 3rd place because it really does have a hoppy flavor. It tastes like a beer. It doesn't taste like piss water like some of these other ones, right? So that's going to be 3rd place. Good choice. One of the more expensive choices as well. So, you know, just know that when you're getting into it. Bia Saigon, out of all like the plain, massively produced, widely available beers, I think this is probably the best one. You know, Ba 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 you can only get at certain stores like Vinmart and stuff like that. But Bia Saigon you can basically get anywhere. And the last one of the top tier would be the Dai Viet Pilsner Original. Quite good. Really nice. These two were the biggest surprises for me for sure. The Dai Viet brand. They're pretty good. See one way or other. Viet Ha. Solid. it's solid. It almost made it into the B, if I recall correctly. I gave it a C plus or a B, and it's pretty good, you know. And I really like the artwork on the can. And then there's the Huda. Let me actually switch this up if we're actually going to order them. The Huda Gold was better tasting than this one. Red Ruby, super crisp, no flavor really, but nice and crisp. Bia Viet, kind of the same. These are kind of similar. They're crisp. They go down easy, but they don't really have any flavor. And then there's the green Huda, which disappointed me. And then this version of the Hanoi beer, just slightly better than the other competitors. These are the take it or leave it, right? You won't be disappointed per se, but you're not going to be impressed either. Beers, these are shit. These are shit. This is garbage, not worth your money. This is not worth your money. This is maybe my least favorite one. These two, Bia Saigon Chill and Bia Saigon Lager, forget them. These two just taste the same. These three taste exactly the same. There is no difference. All right, so don't even buy them. They're not worth it. This one's probably even more expensive because it's higher alcohol percentage, right? So fuck these, and fuck these, okay? And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I know I enjoyed it. You know, if you guys like this and the response is good, maybe I'll do something else, you know. I know I've rambled on. I know I've gotten a bit too drunk. I know that all these beers really kind of taste the same, but why not? Why not? Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.